Over the years, technology has had a positive impact on our daily lives. Advanced medicine helps people live longer, and it helps get years of hard book research done in minutes. But is it really as positive as we make it seem? Communication is an important aspect of life, and teenagers these days are lacking it.
I think there's a lot of positives with technology, but I think we have to be much more cognizant of making sure that we are still including conversation, face-to-face conversation. So I don't know that I would want to lose the technology, but I think that maybe we need to look at limiting it a little bit more. I was saying earlier that oftentimes you'll watch people having a face-to-face conversation. Even when you go out to a restaurant, they'll be having a conversation with somebody and on their cell phone at the same time. So I really think that limiting and knowing when's the appropriate time for technology is the important piece, not getting rid of the technology altogether.
I think that I would be more social if I didn't have technology. When I'm out in public with my phone, I'm usually stuck to my phone. Like, I always check it every 10 seconds.
If I didn't have a cell phone or a computer, I'd probably be talking all the time. Like, I like to have fun with people and communicate with them, so probably a lot.
I think a lot of the time people use cell phones as a way to get out of certain social situations, and that kind of prevents them from communicating with people about something that might be bothering them.
I'm sorry, I was on my phone. I think it makes it harder for them to communicate with somebody face to face. It's they're so used to texting and just social media that they just can't talk to somebody face to face.
I think that they're lacking in face-to-face conversation skills. I think that they rely on texting, social media much more than they should, as opposed to having a face-to-face conversation with somebody.
I'd say that a lot of times, you'll pass up opportunities to meet new people. If you're ever in a waiting room, I'd say back in the 50s or whatever, if you're ever in a waiting room, you wouldn't have your cell phone. You would talk and you'd meet new people. Now it's just everybody kind of puts their head down and looks at their phones.
I probably have more conversations per day just because I wouldn't be on my phone looking at something. Instead, I'd be talking to the people around me.
A majority of my conversations are through the web.
I talk a lot on my phone, and kind of limits my interaction with other people sometimes.
I know students like me, we like to communicate a lot through our phones, like texting and whatnot, but I feel like it'd be more beneficial to actually talk to somebody face to face because it's more personal and real.
So if we're talking about conversational skills, a face-to-face conversation, I think there's a lot more to it than just the words that are exchanged. When you're having a conversation with somebody, you're reading their body language, you're hearing the intonation in their voice, you're able to continue with the conversation based on what was said before.
I think technology makes it hard for people to talk to somebody face to face because they're so used to texting and using social media to communicate with others.
I'd say I have 3 to 7 conversations on my phone a day, but that's not really the same as talking to someone face to face.
In my house, we don't bring our cell phones to the table when we're having dinner. We make sure we don't have them. With my son, I make sure that he has limited time on his iPad or his cell phone, just to make sure that he still has to have those conversations with people. I think it becomes habit and that you use them all the time because they're there. I think when they're not right at your fingertips, you do rely on other ways to communicate with people.
How can we improve this? Don't touch your phone when you're at a party. Challenge yourself to have multiple conversations in a day. Not only will it benefit you, but the other person on the end of the interaction.